Hello, my name is Diana. I have type 1 diabetes and my life depends on Medicaid. Medicaid is a federal and state program that helps with medical costs for some people with limited income and resources. Now let me take you to the beginning of my story. The summer before I started high school, I got really sick. I spent the majority of that summer sleeping. I was really tired and had constant migraines. One evening, my grandma, who has type 2 diabetes, was checking her blood sugar. And for some reason, we checked mine. My sugar was unbelievably high. So high that her glucometer could not even measure. No wonder I was feeling so sick. My mom then rushed me to the hospital where they told me I was borderline diabetic. That is where my journey began. I don't think I can ever forget that day. I started going to doctor's appointments with pediatric endocrinologists, where later I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I was 14 years old, starting high school, and changing my lifestyle to try and reverse this disease. Throughout high school, I would go to the nurse office before lunch to check my blood sugar. I remember my friends would fill this small office and wait for me to have lunch. Instead of having pizza, chips, and soda like the rest of my friends, I packed my own lunch, chicken, vegetables, healthier options to fit my new lifestyle. Not only was I getting used to high school, I was also getting used to blood sugar checks 3 to 4 times a day and insulin shots throughout the day. A year later, things got a little serious. On July 2nd, 2012, I was hospitalized and admitted to the ICU for diabetic ketoacidosis. Diabetic ketoacidosis is a serious complication of diabetes that occurs when your body produces high levels of blood acids called ketones. The condition develops when your body cannot produce enough insulin. Without enough insulin, your body begins to break down fat as fuel. The reason why my body was not getting any insulin was because I could not afford it. At the time, I started a part-time job as a host at a restaurant. I started to make too much money, so they took away my Medicaid benefits. I was working and making about $300 bi-weekly at the time. My insulin alone was more than $600 for one vial. A vial would last at most 2 weeks. I could not afford it, and my parents couldn't either. I decided to quit my job and reapply for my benefits. By then, I was out of insulin and waiting for my benefits to be reissued. That's when I got very ill and my body was shutting down. I was admitted to the ICU, where I was told by the doctors if I waited any longer, I could have gone into diabetic coma or even died. After further testing, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, meaning that my body does not produce any insulin at all, and I would have to take insulin for the rest of my life. I was worried about my future. How was I going to have a job where I could make enough money to afford my medication or insurance? I had so many questions, but at that time, I was kept busy with doctor's appointments and nutrition programs. Since I was not working, I had Medicaid benefits that was able to get me help from some of the best pediatric endocrinologists, who quickly started me on insulin pump therapy. Insulin pump therapy involves wearing a device which provides a steady stream of insulin into your body. Without insurance, a new insulin pump costs about $6,000. The cost varies depends on the features, software, brand, and size of the pump. Insulin pumps come with supplies such as infusion sets and reservoirs to hold insulin. These supplies are continuous and need to be changed every 3 to 4 days, which can become very costly, and without insurance can cost an additional $3,000 to $6,000. My insulin pump has been a lifesaver. It has made my life with type 1 diabetes easier. I was able to have a safe pregnancy and a healthy, beautiful daughter because of it. I would have not been able to receive all this help without my Medicaid. At one point, I had to start working again. It has been a challenge because I can't work as much as I would like to. If I decide to buy insurance, I would work solely to pay for insurance and hopefully cover the copays for my appointments or medication. It has been my life's greatest challenge to try to provide for myself and my family and still attempt to keep my Medicaid benefits. This is one of the biggest reasons why I am trying to fulfill my career so that I can have a great job and afford insurance. Not worry about having my Medicaid benefits revoked or not being able to afford my medications. It has been a struggle every day of my life for the past 11 years, but it has only kept me motivated to do better in life.